So this is part 4 of creating the hover, crosshair, and label. So far we have this, but we also had the tracking of the movements here. So now we have this, we can start to work on creating or drawing our item. So what I'm going to do here is create a before datasets draw. And what we can do here, make sure we have a comma, and then we're going to say here, of course this will be the chart, the arcs, and the plugin options. Then we're going to say a constant. I guess I can just grab all of this. Although I don't think we need the canvas. Maybe we need the data. I'm not sure about just putting the data in here. And let's start to look at what we're going to draw first. So what we're going to draw first would probably be the most likely one, is because it's a before the data sets, we want to have this selection in the area where we're hovering on. That will make the most sense. So what I'm going to do here is the following. I'm going to say a constant, and then I'm going to say here ctx.begin path, because we're going to create a new shape that's independent of anything else. And maybe we can say here ctx.save to save all variables above. Then what I want to do here is to give it a color. So I'm going to say ctx.fill style, and let's give this a light color. I'll just grab one of these colors here, which is a reddish color. Put it in here. Then what I want to do is I'm going to say ctx.fill, or before I even do fill, we can say here fill rectangle. And then in here we need to have the x, the y, the width, and the height. So what we do know is the height will be easy, or basically we will start from top to bottom. So basically we need the top of the chart area. And then for the height, we'll just grab the height value here. For the width, you can select how much of a thickness you want. We can make 20 pixels, that's like that. Or we could get, well, I'm not sure we can get the width of this item, of course. So I'll just leave it at 20 pixels. Let's save that, refresh. Of course, right now nothing happens yet. Before the dataset, after event, it will be this here. Let's see here, the x value. Where are we going to put it? Right now, I'll just put it in 10 and just see if we get something. There you are. As you can see here, it works with one exception. The working of it doesn't make fully sense because it's instantly drawn. And what we do need is basically the hover coordinates here. If I grab this one, you will see if I put this here, it will understand here, as you can see, we're hovering. So we could make like a crosshair that will follow the mouse cursor immediately. But that's not what I want. I want when I hover on this, I will get the value of that, and then it will color here. Or not even hover. If I'm in an area, it should trigger it. So what I'm going to do here is, let's check this hover index here. Then what we could do here is probably the hover index. We're going to say here x.getPixel for value hover index. Let's see if this will work. Alright, interesting. It does not work. Let me just double check what is the value that I have. Console log, save, open up. Alright, it does work, but I guess the pixel value, it starts somewhere here. Get the pixel for the value. And, oh, alright, sorry, my bad. It is wrong what I'm doing here to a certain extent. Let me explain. The values here, I would say this is an index. That is correct. But the value on the scale is based on the milliseconds, because this is a date object. So what I'm doing here is not allowed unless it's a category access. So what I need to do is I need to get whatever the value would be of that specific item. So what I need to do here is I need to get the date object value here. Probably, let's see if we can get the data here. So to do this, I'm going to say data sets index 0 data. Then I'm going to say here the array value is this dot x. If I save that, Can I read X? Why is that? The data hover value. Alright, let me double check what am I missing here. There we are. Why it couldn't read X. And the reason why. Can I read undefined object? Alright. So what we need to do here is just to make sure that this is being converted. Let's see how I'm going to do that. Hold on, I'm thinking two parts. So let me just double check, because if it's undefined, it cannot read this. So let me just confirm my suspicion, or else I have an alternative option. So what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to say here, if we have a hover value, and we could say if we have also a y hover value. So basically, if we're hovering on our item and it's not undefined, we're going to do this. Which makes sense, of course. But we want to make sure that it is forced, or else we will be getting an error. Let's see if this will work. There we are. This is the one. I'll have to see now, can we convert this in here? Will it see it? I suspect this might not be. Or does it? No. Alright. Because it's a string value, so I will have to use another trick as well. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to say a constant. And I'm going to say here, what is the nearest x value on the scale? And that one is based on one functionality. We're going to say x.get pixel for the value. And the value that I want is the hover value, I guess x. By doing that, I would get a new value here, which is the console save. There we are getting negative. Alright, that's interesting. So what I need to do now is convert this as well. Oh, my bad, sorry. This is, of course, not pixel. It's the value for the pixel, because this value here is a pixel value. So I say, get me the pixel value. Tell me what is the date matching. So once I do that, you can see here we get now the milliseconds. So now it all works as expected. So what I need to do now is this here needs to be converted. So what I'm going to say here now, the constant converts back into a date. Constant of nearest value date. This will be a new date where we get it based on the nearest millisecond, because it's a millisecond value. But then, well, let's do this first. Grab this, put it in there, save, refresh. As you can see here now, we're getting the exact date of July 1, 2, 3, 4, till 6. What I want to do is I want to remove the time. I just only want to get the date. I don't need all of this excess data. And so what I'm going to do here is, because this is a date object, so I'm going to say here dot set hours. And then I'm going to say here 0, because I want to have it at 12 midnight. So 0 hours, 0 minutes, 0 seconds, and 0 milliseconds. If I save that, refresh, we only get the milliseconds here. Now I should have a working model in here, because I will get then not the hours, I will only get this specific date here. That's the position, or else it will be, all of this will be spread over. So let's see, let's grab that one. And then let's see if I can put it in here. There we are. Alright, absolutely phenomenal. You can see here we're still not really, it's not really perfect, because what is happening here is basically I'm just setting it back to its original clock here. Maybe we could do a range if it's somewhere between, I guess here, like if you round it up or down, that could be an option where you say somewhere between 6 o'clock or 12 noon to 12 midnight, or somewhere 6 to 6. You just can figure that one out on your own to go more deeper, to make it more exact. But once you have more data, you will not notice this difference, because right now we have just a huge segment of space. Anyway, that one is here. I'm happy that works nicely. It took a while. So what I want to do here, we have this one here. I think that one is perfect. Let's reposition it so it will be a bit more to the right side. To the left. So I'm going to say here pixels, and since we have a width of 20, I will just say minus 10 pixels to the left. I'll go 10 pixels to the left. There we are. We are now exactly in the center here. You can say here, this here maybe needs to be fixed. We could fix that. I will cover it probably in another video. We'll go more deeper in fine tuning it. So far we have this. Next video we're going to work on putting the date here below. So we have the value showing here underneath.